All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. Very special Onebar and Lupagus show. As you can see, we got Justin from TPP in the house. We got Lupagus, and everybody knows that handsome face in the middle. Hall of Famer, Vikings freaking legend, John Randle, baby. Welcome to the show. Woo!
Thank you.
Hell yeah, John. Appreciate you being here. Before we hop into big game travel, what you got going on with them, we're going to pick your brain a little bit too about Minnesota Vikings, just your playing days, maybe what you think of the current state of the team. I just want to personally thank you for all the memories watching you as as a teenager growing up. Thank you for all that. Thank you for everything you continue to do with the Vikings. You are a true purple treasure, and you need to be protected at all costs. We appreciate you, John.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, man. I really do.
Hell yeah. So what prompted you to work partner with Big Game Travel and as a special host for this year's London's takeover when we go and kick the crap out of those New York Jets?
Well, because me going from being a player to now being a fan again of my Minnesota Vikings, and me when I was playing, sometimes when I got tired, I just felt as if I needed something to perk me up. Looking into the stands, seeing our fans, that always picked me up. And since Vikings going to London, I felt there was no better way than for me to show my support to my Minnesota Vikings by going to London, seeing some fans across the water and letting them know how happy I am that we're going overseas and to go there to see our fans, to shake their hand and say thank you for supporting my purple, my team, and just being around them. And that for me was no better way than to show my support to my team. And so doing this, man, I was excited about it.
Yeah, so for fans that are going to purchase this package through Big Game Travel, which TPP supports as well, what can fans expect as part of the trip and, maybe your involvement with it?
Well, I think the best part about it, for me, I know when I travel, I go places, I hate dealing with the little things like the car, the figuring out the hotel, figuring out all the little things that go with traveling. And Big Game Travel, man, they're going to do it all. I would say, get your passport, grab you some Vikings purple shirts, some jeans or whatever, and that's all you need because Big Game Travel is going to take care of all the other stuff, the hotel, the transportation, the food, drinks, and all that. And I think for me, that makes traveling much easier. Taking the hassle of having to deal with all that little tedious stuff that you don't want to have to deal with when you put it in someone else's hand, and then you can just enjoy the experience of watching our Minnesota Vikings, watching them kick, I don't want to say that word, but kick some butt against some Jets and Rodgers, when you can focus on just cheering on your team and not having to deal with all this other stuff, enjoy yourself with some cocktails. Hey, that's the way to travel.
I 100% support that too. I agree.
Yeah. Well, we're 3 minutes. We're 3 minutes into this episode. It's already the best episode we've ever had on this channel. So we want to thank you for that. And I got a London question for you, but first I got to ask. We've waited long enough. Are the Timberwolves, who I know you support, are they going to win the NBA championship?
Hey, I believe my Timberwolves. When you watch Anthony Edwards, I mean. Oh my God, dude! To me, he's. People would say, "Hey, you don't know." To me, he's like a second coming of Jordan, and you got Cat, and you got Rudy. I mean, for me, it's watching our Minnesota sports transition into sports where everybody else around the country is watching Minnesota sports, and who better to root for than our Timberwolves? I mean. It's been so many years that we used to watch our Timberwolves and we were always upset. And now everybody, ESPN, Stephen A. Smith, everybody's talking about our team. And I believe. I don't know about you, but I believe.
Oh, hell yeah. Ant's got that John Randle swagger. He's got that confidence that just seeps out of that man. It's beautiful.
He's talking trash. He's telling you what he's going to do. Game 7, he's telling them. I mean, what more would you not want to get excited about? I mean, come on, he's out there, man. He's coming. I mean, my wife and I went to a game, and we watched him just come up the middle, and I jumped up, and I'm just like, that's what I'm talking about. I'm telling my buddies in New York, my buddies in California, I'm like, see, that's Minnesota sports, baby. It's our turn. It's our chance to show the rest of the country what we can do in the great state of Minnesota.
Let's go.
Oh, baby.
All right, so London,
go.
you've been to London a handful of times, if I'm right. I mean, what kind of Vikings presence do they got over there?
Oh my God, the experience is so amazing. I mean, you get over there and to see people see fans how they appreciate the purple. I mean, I've been over there. I've probably been there like 10 times, and every time I go, I'm repping my purple and Vikings color. And if people see the Minnesota Vikings, they want to talk about it. They want to talk about the cold weather. They want to talk about the Vikings history. They want to talk about how we love our teams here. And to me, it's a great experience, but it's always even better to bring that Minnesota vibe across the water. It's almost like, I guess, kind of like 1800. The Minnesota Vikings, the ships are going over. That's what we're doing. We're invading. We're invading, bringing that Minnesota vibe over there. Yeah.
Wow. And just to summarize, all someone has to do is click on the link in our description, use the promo code, and then pack your bags, right? Big Game Travel takes care of the rest to get to London.
Pack you some Viking shirts. Make sure you got your passport and all that other little stuff. But come over there and enjoy the time. I mean, to me, that's the way to travel. I don't know about you guys. When I travel, go play golf, I got to get my clubs. I got to make sure that the car or the Uber is ready. I got to make sure the hotel, I'm double checking, make sure everything is all good. But when I don't have to worry about all that and someone else is taking on that responsibility, just go and enjoy it.
Yeah,
And enjoy hanging out with old Johnny Randle, talking about our Minnesota Vikings. I mean, this isn't somebody who doesn't know the Minnesota Vikings. I know the Minnesota Vikings, and I'm coming with you. I'm coming to an experience with you. We're gonna be right there cheering on our team, getting all pumped up. What more could you not want?
Yeah, and we'll have the link for everybody to sign up and make sure you use TPP24 for your promo code. Get a little special surprise from John Randle. So, but going back to your playing days, Johnny, how is the NFL different from the defensive side of things from back when you played in the 90s and early 2000s to kind of how defense is played nowadays?
The game now, the game is faster. The guys are, the referees, for instance, call a lot more holding today than they used to. I used to get held on every play. I got double, triple teamed, and I would go up to the referee going, please, can I just get one holding call? And he would look at me as if I was speaking a foreign language and just go, I can't do nothing for you. But overall, I'd say the game is faster, it's safer, but they're more focused on the defensive guys. They're paying attention to them. They're trying to take care of our defensive guys. And, another big aspect of the game, the guys don't have to worry about the guys chop blocking them, hitting them low. Everyone plays some waist up. And, now they're talking about this year bringing in that new halo for the guys to wear on their helmets. I mean, it just added more protection. But the guys, I think, the defensive linemen especially, they use their hands more. When I was playing, there's only a handful full of us that was using the hand techniques, knocking the hands off. But you look at it now, everybody's using hand techniques. And you watch the guys, the competition up front, the guys are bigger, they're taller, but everyone's still focused on getting to the quarterback. And more people are paying attention to the pass rushers, watching the interior guys rush the quarterback. But for me, I just say I love the game. I love where it's at. I love that the guys now teams are not focused on guys having to be a certain height. They're just letting the guys play, and the guys are having fun. You see guys get to wear face paint out on the field. You get to see them screaming, hollering, and the guys don't have all their shirt tucked in. to me, it's getting back to kind of a little bit of that old school football where you wearing your uniform, and the shirt gets pulled out, just keep playing, and I just love it.
So when you came in as a rookie, I mean, your big story, obviously a big part why everybody loves you, undrafted free agent, just came in and absolutely dominated. But you came into a defensive line that had Dolman, Thomas. You came into some big boy type players. I mean, how welcoming were those guys, and how'd they treat you right out of the gates?
Well, I tell you what, my rookie experience was when I came in. I was telling Dolman, I said, hey, he was like, how many sacks did you have your senior year? And I said I had like 12. And he said, well, guess how many you're going to have this year? I'm like, how many? He goes, 0. You're going to have 0. You're not going to touch the field. He goes, all you're going to do is play special teams. So you're going to be a special player on special teams. But you know what? I got to know those guys. I got to become like their little brother. And for Dolman, Henry Thomas, Al Noga, Keith Millard, man, they took care of me. I still talk to Keith Millard. You know, Chris Dolman, God rest his soul, is not here anymore. But I was just with Henry Thomas down in Houston playing golf with Henry, and I learned so much from those guys, how to play the game, how to be a professional. And another crazy story was when I first got here, I was telling the guys that I had a nice little 2-wheel front wheel drive car. And I said, do you think this car is going to be capable of maneuvering in the snow in Minnesota in the wintertime? And Keith Millard was like, oh yeah, you're great. You're going to be good. You got nothing to worry about. You can go in that snow with that car any day. You're good. First day, I'm stuck in the snow. Second day, third day. I mean, I learned really quick that 4-wheel drive is very, very essential here in the Twin Cities. And to this day, everything I drive is 4-wheel drive. And I learned to appreciate the snow, but also to respect the snow.
Smart. I'm going to get your opinions and your thoughts on this. Nowadays, you watch a football game. After the game, everybody's buddy. They're doing the jersey swap thing. Like, I just think back in your day, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't say you hate other teams, but I feel like there was more disdain for your opponents. Like I can't see John Randle exchanging a jersey with Brett Favre. Is that true? Did you guys as players really not like your opponents? And was it division? Was it even more? Was it worse? And also the Packers, the team you hated the most?
Okay, now I was a little bit superstitious. I believe that the team we played was my enemy. So before the game, I didn't talk to him. After the game, I didn't talk to him. I was a little different. Some of the other guys would talk to guys, but I didn't. I just felt as if they were our enemy. And just like a Viking, I didn't appreciate my opponents. So I did whatever I could possibly do to beat our opponents. And Green Bay, even to this day, I still have some resentment against the Packers. But I've tried to change. My wife even wrote me a little speech somewhere that I think I have that says something about I'm not that guy anymore. I know I didn't like the Packers. I'm sorry. I'm a different person. I'm no longer that guy. But I'm still
that thing away, man.
That's awesome. Packers, yep. No, I have no appreciation. I mean, I meet a Packer fan every day, and I always tell them that they are number one, but I don't use this finger. I use another finger.
What do you think? I got to ask you quick. What do you think about when the Vikings sign like a Packer great, like Aaron Jones coming here? We've had Greg Jennings. We've had Brett Favre. Do you then welcome them with open arms? Do you think it's funny, the fact that we're getting a Packer?
Well, I actually had a conversation with our newest Viking, former Packer, and luckily he's from El Paso, Texas. So we had a conversation, and I told him that in a kind of way, I brought some holy water to clean and cleanse him of his Packer ways. And I said, dude, you cannot say those words in the organization. if you speak those words, I've already talked to Mark Whiff, I've talked to Kevin O'Connell, that if you say those words, that I am obligated to come over to the Vikings facility and to cleanse you again, because that's all I got to say about that. Okay?
That's awesome. So circling back to the 2024 draft, do you have any thoughts on our rookie quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, and new outside linebacker edge, Dallas Turner? What are your thoughts on them? I'm
excited for him. You know, for me, when you sign veteran guys kind of bring, some of their baggage, which is things they bring in from opposing teams. And for JJ, they're coming in with a freshness from college, especially JJ coming in from Michigan, you know, the Harbaugh, and I know Jim, and I appreciate how he disciplines his guys. Mm-hmm. And I think it's going to be a freshness to these guys coming in and not looking at saying, hey, you know what? The Minnesota Vikings, they never won a Super Bowl. No, they're going to come in and saying, hey, you know what? We're new to this team, and we're bringing in a new attitude. We're going to change the history of this organization. And that freshness, I think, is just going to be like wildfire in our organization. And I'm excited about it. Because that young movement, energy, I think it's something that we needed in this organization. I know we had Kirk Cousins, but I think they're bringing in the freshness that we need. And I'm excited about it. Can't wait for the season to start. And I'm just thrilled that we were fortunate enough to get JJ as a quarterback, and maybe that meditation that he normally does before a game, maybe rub off on some of the other guys, maybe some of the coaches, maybe some of the fans meditate too, getting that right frame of mind of getting ourselves in that zen.
Yeah, the aura.
Yes.
All right, so a couple more real quick ones for you. Once again, big game travel links will be down in the description. Hit them up. So since your playing days, you know, you've been watching the Vikings closely. There had to have been a player or two that you would have loved to play in your day. Was there a Viking either on the roster now or since you've left that you would have loved to play with?
Oh my God! Of course, I love hanging out with Everson Griffin. Everson, Daniil Hunter. I loved the Williams Twin Towers, Kevin. God, you know, I think the guys that came after me, I've appreciated them all. But for me personally, the guy I would love to play with who came before me was Alan Page. I've gotten to know him, Mr. Page, so well, and him going from playing football to being a Supreme Court judge, man, it's just all of it's so exciting. But to have played with Mr. Page, being next to him playing, man, that's my guy. Because like I said, I love Daniil, Everson, my golf buddy, and even B-Rob, but Mr. Page, I can't say that enough. Even Carl Ellen, those guys, because we all come into the Minnesota Vikings knowing the history of the organization and knowing what the Purple People Eaters did for this organization. I think about it when I think about Deacon Jones, what he brought to being the first person who said the word sack. And to me, the history of this game, we wouldn't be where we are today without those guys. And for me, being able to play again with Alan Page and Carl and Jim Marshall, that's who I would have loved to have played with.
Hell yeah. John, you're kind of known for three things, you know, sacking quarterbacks, talking smack, and your eye black. That kind of became your war paint. Can you tell us about the evolution of that and when you decided just to go full cheeks on it?
Oh, my God. So me being me, my defensive line guys, we had a knack for watching movies. So we watched Young Gun, Emilio Estevez, and then we're always putting on this paint. And so we were kind of feeling that same vibe that we were kind of like, not say immortal, but we thought we were different. And so we started putting it on one day, and I got like 3 sacks in the game, and I'm very superstitious. So I got 3 sacks, and I just started putting on more and more eye black to where the referees were saying, you can't wear that. And I looked at the referee when he was telling me, you can't wear that. And I can't hear you. What? I can't hear you. So it was just my trademark. I knew doing it, I was going to be a little different, but I looked at myself that I was already different. I wasn't a draft pick. I wasn't the average height. I wasn't the guy that was on everybody's roster that you would want, a 6'1" guy from a Division II school. So for me, I said, you know what? I am different. So I'm going to play different. I'm going to be different, because for me to function at my level in the National Football League, I have to be different. I have to be high strung, a fierce, energetic guy that's going to take on any offensive lineman. I don't care if it's 2 or 3. I wasn't going to back down. And the war paint kind of helped me get in that right frame of mind to where I was going to take on anything that was standing in my way, that was trying to stop my team from winning or being successful, especially in Green Bay. Because when we went to Green Bay, I would just turn around, look at the fans, and just say, bring it. Whatever you got to say it, whatever you got to say to me, because it does not matter, because you're up in those damn stands, and I'm out here on this field, and I'm kicking some butt, and I'm going to keep kicking butt.
That's very cool.
All right, we got one quickie for you. You obviously love yourself some golf. What's your trustiest club in your bag? What club do you bring out where you know you're just gonna have a beautiful shot?
Oh man, that's easy. I bring out my putter. It's my I got that. I got it because of Ricky Fowler. I mean, right. he hadn't had much success with it, but man, when I bring it out, man, it's like my baseball bat. You know, it's kind of like the movie Major League. It's kind of like Bull Durham. You know, I bring it out there and I kind of point. I'm like, yeah, this is my club. I don't putt well, but I just like kind of looking at it and like tapping it. Like, you know, I'm like, yeah, this is it right here. Yeah. It's like Ted Knight in Caddyshack. You know, oh Billy Baroo. But I think it's my most prized possession. When I travel with it, I make sure it's always safe. I package it in the box. Make sure that, man, it's set to go. So
bubble wrap too.
All right, there you have it, John Randle, one of the best to ever do it, man. We greatly appreciate you coming on. Big Game Travel, links down below. Do it. You won't regret it. We greatly appreciate the time, man. And like Lupagus said to start it off, thanks for the memories, man.
Absolutely.
Hey, my
Thank you
pleasure.
so much, John.
Hey, thank you guys, man. I appreciate you. And always remember, it's always purple. Skol, skol, skol.